We're all ready. I'm Bruce Rector. I'm mayor of the city of Clearwater. That's BRUCE RECTOR. And today I'm joined by our city manager, Jennifer Poirier, our police chief, Eric Gandy, who will be speaking too. So I just wanted at the outset just make a couple remarks. One is I want to thank our first responders, not only our police department, but you've all seen the videos of the night that the storm passed, the flooding out here. It was an amazing collaboration. Our first responders here in the city of Clearwater were wise enough to realize that this was a large evacuation. 500 people needed to be rescued from this property. So they involved the Pinellas County Sheriff's Department and 2 other Florida Sheriff's Departments to rescue folks that night, as well as Florida Fish and Wildlife. So I can't tell you how much the entire city and Tampa Bay appreciates our first responders and the way they operated that night, saved lives, and collaborated. And then since then, it's been a very difficult time for the residents of this apartment complex. And so our police department has been simply amazing in how they've helped these residents navigate through having their property destroyed in many cases and losing everything they owned, and helping them gradually get assistance and put their lives back together. Our police department here in the city of Clearwater has just been amazing over the last 2 days, and all with a caring heart, looking out for the safety of these residents, but also trying to help them through probably the most difficult time of their life. I also want to thank the media for covering this story, very important. We've had national media coverage on this, and that has helped a lot. It's helped call many of our local community organizations to action, and many of them have reached out to me. So I also want to thank our community organizations, churches and nonprofits who have reached out and offered all kinds of relief for the residents of this community. So thank you to them as well. With that, I just want to say that we're working with all these organizations that want to provide relief. Several of them are here today. Calvary Church is here today, and a number of others, providing life assistance to these folks. And so we want the community to know that these folks have opportunities to them, and we have many organizations trying to assist them. And if they have any needs at all, please reach out to our city staff, and we'll try to connect them with the relief organizations that are providing important services to this community. With that, I will introduce our police chief, Eric Gandy, for his remarks.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. Eric Gandy, ERIC-GANDY, police chief of the city of Clearwater. I thought it really important to provide everyone an update based on the optics of the first couple days of the rescue missions that we endeavored to perform. This all began early Thursday morning. It was a multi-agency response, as mentioned by the mayor. We quickly realized that we needed more resources. Despite the fact that we had high water vehicles high water rescue teams stationed, we knew we needed more. As soon as I got out here on scene, I reached out to the Pinellas County Sheriff, and we established a unified command right where you're standing. From that area, we deployed 20 boats, high water vehicles, a swamp buggy from FWC, and during the course of that, 565 people were removed and rescued from this property, with 116 of them being children. This effort involves entering 188 first floor apartments. The water was so high that we had dive teams out here. We sent them in to try and retrieve keys so we wouldn't have to force entry to all these units. They were unsuccessful in their first couple of attempts, and we had to force entry to check on the welfare of anyone who might be trapped in those units. In doing so, we found ourselves consistently rescuing folks from the second floor as well. And we made a decision to make it a mandatory evac for even those folks, because we would pass them by, and say, do you need help? No, and only 15 minutes later they'd say, yeah, come get us now. So we had to empty the entire complex to make this a successful operation. What we're doing now is working through the recovery phase with the management company. I don't think anyone in the private sector is prepared for something like this, and I think sometimes it requires the organization of government, particularly police departments and fire departments and city government, to coordinate some of the resources necessary. As you've seen here today, part of what we're doing is securing the facility until the management company is able to demonstrate that it's safe. They have to go through a series of inspections to demonstrate that before people will be given unfettered access. So right now, my officers are working with management. They're verifying that folks live here, they're tenants, and they were using our equipment to escort them to the back of the property. We can't allow vehicles in here at this point because there's hundreds of vehicles that are damaged beyond repair and will have to be towed from the property. So that being said, as the mayor mentioned, there's a lot of outside entities trying to leverage support. City management and the mayor are trying to work through those. And to that end, we have representatives from our Hispanic Outreach Center here today as well. So certainly we'd be glad to answer any questions, but I wanted to provide this important update and to kind of indicate what we've been doing here for the last several days since the rescue and recovery operations concluded. So with that, I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Chief, has there ever been in Stillwater history a rescue of this magnitude?
I can't, I've been here 32 years and I can't remember anything like this. The closest would have been probably the No Name Storm in '93 on the beach where we pulled out 60, 100 people, but nothing like this.
Chief, thank you so much for having us here. Did this area experience any flooding or damage during Helene? Because obviously our areas have been hit back to back with both hurricanes.
So unfortunately, this complex gets some flooding in any kind of rain event. We didn't have anything in Helene to the extent that we had to evacuate anyone. Okay, thank you very much.